Time for Tea with Makita is a podcast about redefining self-care. It's about looking at every aspect of our life, from music, career, family, relationships, and everything in between.
That is why you might hear the term, raising consciousness or the collective consciousness. Okay. And for generally speaking, okay, this is going to make sense here even more. Okay. So your subconscious mind is your automated programming, right? Your subconscious mind is responsible for, your running the breathing, your heartbeat, your blood flow, how you can walk, how you can touch things, the knee-jerk reaction if, something like you're about to trip over and then you catch yourself from tripping. Okay, that's all part of your subconscious programming. However, most of the subconscious programming is negative. It's disempowering. And I mentioned this earlier. It's disempowering. It's limiting. It's filled with, fear, judgments, negativity, because these are the programs that we've been conditioned with from family, from life experiences, from our culture, from society, from media, from institutions. And a lot of that is really based on not who we are as an individual expression, as an individual human. The programming is based on the outside world and not based on our discernment. Okay. So what does this mean? Now, one of the things I wanted to share with your audience, Makita, is that our life is a printout of your subconscious programming. Life is a printout of your subconscious mind. So it's worthwhile becoming aware of what's going on in your subconscious, right? And how do you do that? You recognize that by pausing and accessing your conscious mind. So your conscious mind, that's your highest self. That's your spirit. That's like the higher version of you. That's where your creative desires are, your imagination, all the wishes, the aspirations, the positive things. That's where we operate 3% of the time. Okay. 97% of the time we're operating from the subconscious, right? So really, in the identity shifting out of old identities, shifting out of old beliefs, shifting out of old programming, we've got to clear what's in the subconscious. We've got to clear the commands, the old programming, the old beliefs. Remember earlier I said our identity comes from our beliefs. So that means our identity comes from what's stored in our subconscious. And there's no judging here. So I invite anyone that's listening to not judge themselves, to not judge anybody for the programming. Okay, because we don't need any more of that negativity.
Exactly.
Right? And instead come from a place, okay, what can I do to shift now that I'm aware? Recognize what are your limiting beliefs? What are your disempowering programs? What are your commands? Right? And just to have that awareness is already disrupting the old identity.
So what I'm hearing from you is, just when you start thinking about that subconscious thoughts and the fact that most of our subconscious thoughts are those automatic things, those disempowerment thoughts that, we've carried with us for a long time. And 3% of the time we live in those good parts where we
Mhm.
dream and we believe and we get real creative, but we don't stay there enough as we should. And we mostly
Mhm.
stay with the things that we know,
Yeah, yeah.
which is the limiting beliefs. But in order to start to stay at that higher power of yourself, to stay at that 3%, we really first have to, recognize what beliefs are we holding on to,
Mhm. Mhm.
and what is it telling us about ourselves that it's not true. And then in that process, they can actually start to have that awakening, to really start to get in touch with that higher self.
Yeah. Yeah. And then understand too, like where did that belief come from? You
Mm,
know, and there's a lot of different ways to reprogram those old beliefs. And I I would like to share too, just so people know, like they're not alone. You guys are, nobody is alone in these, disempowering beliefs, these disempowering limiting commands. So I say this because I would like to share from the work that I've done with reprogramming the subconscious, you know, um, guiding people to clear their mental and emotional blocks, to transform their negative thinking. I actually have a list of some of the very common commands. Okay. So think of these commands like, think of these commands get embedded into our subconscious. Okay. I know I've said that a couple of times. And so it's like a computer,
mhm,
because you are a computer. Or here, okay, here's actually, before I get into these beliefs, let me also share with you the analogy of a computer, because when I learned this, it really it really helped empower me. I was like, okay, if I think of myself as a computer and I just need to update my programs, no problem, I can do that. Okay. I mean, I say that lightly, but honestly, it was it was a journey. But that thinking helped me overcome myself. Okay, so you guys, for everyone in the audience that's listening, take notes here. I'm going to have you think of yourself as a computer. We're going to do a computer analogy. Okay. A computer has a hardware,
mhm,
computer has a memory, software, and an operator, right? So computer has a hardware, memory, software, and operator. Okay. So in the context of our human, okay, your body is the hardware. Okay, you follow me? Write this down. Your body is the hardware. Okay. Your DNA is the memory. Okay. So your DNA is the memory. Your beliefs, in other words, your subconscious programming, in other words, your subconscious mind is your software. Okay. So your beliefs, your subconscious programs, your subconscious mind is your software. You operate the computer. Okay. Your body, your DNA, your beliefs, you are the operator. The operator is you as a spiritual being, meaning you are not your body, you are not your beliefs, you are not your thinking, you are not your emotions, you are definitely not the circumstances of your life. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. All right. So let me break this down even more. I said your body is like the hardware of a computer. What exactly does that mean? Well, as spiritual beings, your body is your human vessel, and it comes preloaded with your DNA. Okay. And your identity comes through your DNA. Now, the memory, like computer has a memory, right? Computer has a memory. For us humans, the DNA is our memory. Okay. And a lot of spiritualists say that within our DNA, we have our Akashic records. What's our Akashic records? Well, that's the record of all the lifetimes that we've ever lived. Okay. And in the mainstream in school, we've been taught that we have a 2-strand DNA and the rest of the DNA is junk. That is false. So first of all, why would we be created with a bunch of junk DNA? That makes no sense, right?
Exactly.
Makes absolutely no sense. So we actually have a 12-strand DNA. 12-strand. And this is a truth that has been suppressed, hidden from humanity. Okay, why it's been hidden, I don't know. That's a whole nother controversy. So, but we actually have a 12-strand DNA. And in the 10 strands of our DNA, that is where we have access to all the information from all of our other lifetimes. That is where we access the infinite intelligence of the universe, of life, of love, of creation, right? I see Makita smiling. It's so cool. Okay. And then how do you access like that information? Well, it's through epigenetics. Epigenetics is a new science. It's a modern science that is actually proving what I'm telling everybody, what I'm telling you right now. It is proving that as truth based on scientific evidence. Okay. And so, but here's what happens. There are energetic codes, usually negative codes, or what I call tags that constrict the DNA. What does that mean? Well, it means that it strangles the DNA from being able to be accessed because it's trauma. Those traumas, it's like stressed tags. So in our lifetime, the work comes when we do the inner work, you guys, when we go into this journey of self-mastery, self-discovery, awakening, we clear the traumas, we clear the energetic codes, we allow then access to the DNA. And then it clears those tags, it unbounds the DNA, right? Isn't that beautiful?
Yes, it is totally beautiful. It's
yeah.
It's transformational. That's what it is. It's transformational. And it's something that you do as a spiritual mindset coach. It's part of, one of your programs that you do offer to take people on this journey.
Yeah. Well, and let me add too, I mentioned like software, computer has a software, right? I've stated your as humans, our beliefs is equivalent to computer software. So the software is your programming, which is your belief system. And our belief systems include programs around emotional traumas. So again, it comes with clearing those traumas. And so think of how computers have constantly the software is being updated. It's the same thing as humans, you guys. Our beliefs need to get updated, which means our identities need to get updated. If we're not updating them, then this is where the suffering comes in. This is where the pain comes in. Because at the end of the day, okay, I'm assuming like your audience believes in soul. Our soul, your soul seeks growth and evolution, and it seeks to experience the highest version, the greatest version of itself in every single moment. So if you're not growing and evolving, your soul is going to keep directing you to make choices so that you can grow and evolve. Now, and then the operator, okay, I mentioned as the operator of your human vessel, it's you as a spiritual being. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Okay. And so that means you're in charge of your software. You're in charge of your beliefs. And you come preloaded with memory contained in your DNA. Your hardware is your body. And then you are the operator of this beautiful human vessel machine. So now the question is, it's like, what are the commands? What are the programs running your life, basically? And so here, this is where I wanted to go into. Here are some commands, you guys. And if you relate to this, it's okay. It's actually beautiful to acknowledge it, because again, you're not alone. And some of my commands are in here. Okay. So here are some of the commands. I listed just like a handful of them. I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. No one loves me. I'm not lovable. I'm stupid. I'm scared. I don't trust people. I'll never love again. I don't trust anyone. People judge me. No one listens to me anyway. Right? How many of those can you relate to, Makita?
I've probably said, to be honest, to be truly open and transparent, I've said at least every last one of them more than once in my lifetime. And it's funny, now that I'm more aware, when I talk to people and I hear them say, and I ask them, like, so how are you doing? Well, no one cares how my day's going. And I always bring it back, because I know they may have been programmed to just say it automatically, but when you say things enough, you start to truly, part of you believe it.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing too. The universe responds with precision 24/7. We are creating our reality based on our programming. So if you're believing I'm not enough, the universe doesn't know negative from positive, right? The universe is just gonna as is. So if you're thinking I'm not enough, the universe is like, okay, let me show you I'm not enough. If you're thinking I'm scared, the universe says, let me show you I'm scared. Right? And it's just when I learned about this work, and then I started to experience for myself how it was playing out in my life, I was like, talk about awakening. I was just like, holy cow, I see it. I see it. And then the more I went deep to clear these beliefs by clearing the traumas, because it's, everything is energy. It was just like, it was expanding my mind. I started raising my level of consciousness and becoming more open. I mean, if you were to talk to me a year ago, I would not be like this. I would still be a hot mess.
But I love the fact that you said that you're not alone, and that what you're experiencing is a human emotion, because sometimes we have to give ourselves grace and compassion. And immediately when we start noticing, oh my goodness, I do this, or I say this to myself, we start this whole judgmental thing of, and then it just repeats the whole cycle of the mindset, and just saying, you know what, now I'm aware. And I can, when I notice it now, I can correct it, so I can change the thought process, change what I'm saying to myself when no one's around, and what I say out of my mouth when people can't hear me.
Yeah, totally. And remember too, it's like, if you're commanding something positive, you will set off a set of positive chemistry in your body. The positive neural network within your body. Okay. Positive chemistry. If you're commanding something negative, it's going to set off the negative chemistry within the body. Like it's so basic, but yet we're not taught this. Like we gotta like stumble and fall every which way to learn this. And that's why it's like, Makita, one of the things, this just happened to me actually this week. I was like, we can actually learn and grow and evolve without pain and suffering. That's not the same as saying it's easy. Okay.
Yeah.
But we can grow and learn from a place of joy, from a place of curiosity, from a place of like, ooh, it's stretchy. Okay, I got this, and that is ultimately where, God or whatever you regard the higher power, God, universe, source, that's ultimately like, I think, the greatest calling, because the universe is made of love. Everything is made of love and joy and peace. So it's like, let's start coming from that state. And so, yeah, I've said so much. Thank you for
Well,
this.
you're welcome. I mean, you've given not just my listeners, but you've given me, like, it was a lot of great information, like so much to really sit back and think about. I'm sure everyone was probably had their pens out with their notepads, like, hold on, did I miss a spot? But that's okay, you guys. We're going to summarize this. And you know what? Hit replay if you think you missed something. But there was a lot of really good hot tea in here. So I'm loving it. Loving
Ah,
it. Just
so
thank
good.
you. I mean, really thank you so much for just coming on and sharing so much. Was there anything else you wanted to share or tell people, what they can look out for and how they can connect with you?
Yes. So, a couple of ways. Now, I'm on Instagram. Instagram is my primary social media platform. So just go to Suzita Hippolito and you'll find me on there. And I think that, recognize life is designed for you to awaken. Life is designed for you to awaken to a greater truth, a different truth about yourself, about life, about others. And ultimately, your soul is seeking for you to create your dream life, because as you live your dream life in the essence of your dream life, that dream life is you in its fullest, highest expression, that's like rooted in love, rooted in joy, rooted in abundance and prosperity and creative expression. And so when you have all those things going, it's like, yeah, that's when life gets exponentially good. And trust me, like, it is possible. It is so possible for you, for everyone. All you have to do is choose and commit. And the third thing, choose, commit, and surround yourself with the right people, with the right energies, with
Hmm.
the right energies. Yeah.
That's so important. So
Yeah.
important. You can have what you think is the right people, but if the energy is not good, if it's not good energy, oh, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah, totally. And I would love to, like, people can also connect with me. Go to my website, suzitahippolito.com. So my first name dot last name.com. Connect with me. I'd love for you to join, my online community. I give out a ton of information. And yeah, there's there's something I want to announce, but I'm not quite ready to announce it yet. I think it might be too premature. So people are just going to have to visit my website to see.
Okay. And don't worry, you guys, I will have all of Suzanne's information in the show notes so you can check her out and go to her website and see what that special announcement may be about. The excitement. Okay. I like that.
Yeah. And so I will leave with these parting words. Your awakened, purpose-driven life is waiting for you. I promise you. I promise you. Lots of love.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. I don't know about you guys, but I feel so much more sure about the path that I'm on after listening to Suzita really take us through that journey, especially when she was able to connect, your body to the computer. And you think about, you're driving that. You are the person that's in charge of everything. You control those thoughts, those feelings, so you can change how you see the world and you can manifest and live that dream life. If you know me personally, I'm all about living the dream life and taking your dreams and turning them into reality. I'm so into that. So any and everything is possible. So thank you guys so much for being here, for sharing your love with us. Next week, we will have more delicious hot tea. You will have to tune in to see what it's all about. But until then, namaste.